Snake, are you there? Testing. Pliskin, are you ready? Alright. I'm speaking to the Aquatine Hunger Force. Aquarius. Somewhere out there. In the crystals. It's like you see the light on the river or on a crystal or a stone or something. Wherever it goes, it has that potential to hold that light. But it only becomes something in being separate and being distinguished in relation to observation. So that's the idea. But when you're in it, when you are the light, when you are creative, in your flow, non-replicated trauma loop convictions, false idolatry, ideations for group relations. We settle on these communal dynamics, these obtainments, status, equity. What do we collect here? What are we valuing? Is it the animistic? The animistic? The atomistic? The autistic? What is it? Is it mystic? Okay, so the limits of imagination and wrestling with a sense of self in a dynamic relation to existence. We truly are the friction, spirit and form. Alright, so this is a diatribe. I'm going to speak about these times. This is Mercury retrograde. As you can see, my camera isn't working. But that's okay. It's given me impetus to allow, what is that? Necessity is the mother of invention, but inadvertently. So here, I'm just going to talk and put this chart up. Come on. Alright, we'll just leave it like this. Screw that. Nothing but the best here. We gotta do this. Right. Doing it right. Okay, let's just conceptualize some meaning. Words for loose meanings. Gotta keep them loose. All numbers are symbolic. There is no exactitude. It's the softest thing. Okay. Becoming, learning. So these languages, these systems, these perturbations in the rhythm of awareness, as we become more aware, the value, the meaning of old languages arise. So old and new, we feel them within our spirit, and then when we tune into those things, we find the external applications, the expressions, the life of such psyche in form. And then we communicate them. We learn them. We relate with them. They become another tool. They show you how to release ultimately. But I believe in honoring the process, live in the moment, trying to. I've been learning that my whole life. I am possessed by the fool thing. Honoring of the self-rebellion to fall into the static convictions of a false relation. But not being about the fight, the contrast, being about the uniting with what could be through the here now, trying to be that. Not knowing what it is. Losing a sense of how to relate to what once was. Reintegrating the self, reinforming what value is, taking it away from the atomistic possession, informing it anew, bringing that spirit into life, bringing that into what I do, who I am, how I am. Now I'm just speaking my mind here. I haven't analyzed the chart, but it's very fitting that the moon is in a new phase conjunction with the north node here by transit at 3 to 4 degrees of Aries. Let me put this echo. Alright. How's this? No, it's still there. Yeah, so we're in God mode for this one, I guess. Sorry if you are annoyed by the echo, but this is Mercury retrograde, for crying out loud. And now I just fucked with it. See, this is another little, this bullshit right here. Just, I can't get the settings to get this shit to like snap back with this app. It's highly annoying. No, it won't. Something in the registry of the application. It's a good app, but it has got some annoying little bugs. And, I don't know. It's just old school, but it's good. But I digress. So the moon here, new phase conjunction. So it's waxing, building energy. The emotional self, passion, the fire you feel in the moment, it is you. You might not be able to rationalize the power of what that is, that passion, that creative force coming through psyche in the manifold expressions of life, which help us to understand who we are individually, pioneer meaning into existence. So that's that. Moon conjunct North Node and Aries, and you can see that's also conjunct Neptune in Pisces at 27 degrees. Just went direct the other day. So Neptune is in a balsamic phase conjunction with the North Node, this individuation energy. Sense of self, spiritualized meaning for being. Illusions, delusions, the fool's journey. Powered by ignorance for potential's sake. What can be born in the depths of your emotions? Where can the light, the starlight, the eternal yang of all change, Aquarius? Almost beyond conception, it's always the point too bright to truly understand until you do, until you fall into it, jump into it, rise into it. It's the wind, the power of the wind, the spirit which is feeding Aries here. That's Venus. Sextiling the moon in the north node. Aquarius to Aries. Fixed air, cardinal fire. Between them is the void, the ineffable. The place where all dreams rise. Where the spirit is purified through the expressions of existence, the toss before the throw. So this wind is coming through the ineffable, feeding something deep within us. We're bringing it into an awareness here, embodying it, acknowledging it, putting that energy into practical form. How best to express? What burns best? What is the Vestal fire worth to you? You know, being of service to the self is being of service to others when you are pure with your intention. You are open to learning through mistakes, and you are a student. If you ignore them, then you fall into the teacher teaching the shadow children how to love themselves. So this is what Venus and Aquarius can help us with on this day, with the moon in the north node in Aries. You see we got Saturn there in the void. The tradition, the skeleton, is like the body is dissolving in the midst of the old waves. And only the purity will remain, that structure, that connection, that soul level understanding of the self. What are you worth? You are not the world, you are not your experience. You're more than just what that is. How do you bring that into form truly? By honoring the self, self-compassionation, loving the self here. Not knowing how, not feeling how, but being open to the process. Something deep in the feelings, finding the meanings, feeling into what are these perturbations of mind, what are these cycles, loops, why these patterns arise, why do I choose these things, what the hell is going on with me? Why does the world keep doing what it's doing? Why is it all happening like this all the time? Why did the puppeteers play Hegelian dialectric? Shock us into change. You know, we're all friends here, even the enemies. We're all growing in our ways. Some is diametrically opposed, and that's friction to bring spirit into form, and you hold it or you deny it, and it's good to hold it. So find how you could be honored to live and pure in that expression without trying to judge it. The world wants to hold us accountable for our victimhood. It says we're to blame. The dystopian parents, the ones that are trauma-bound to a fucked up ancient spirit emerging through the culmination of this polis into an awareness of other, so you can be self-dignified and reclaim the fire of your ancestors and hold that pure. Bring that into your expression, your creation of life. So with that idea in mind, you can feel into how you could do that. I mean, you don't have to settle on methods. But what feeds the fire? What makes life worth living? What makes you feel? Little Kakashi has arrived. So I think it's time for some music. What the hell? Let's get something moving so there's something to watch, I guess. I mean, we'll go hourly, so if you don't know anything about the system, that's fine. It's a pattern recognition. Whatever you're learning, when you learn it new, try and find the pulse of what it is. Don't put words to it, just watch. Let me slow it down a bit. This will give us heartburn of the mind. Seizures, maybe, perhaps, I don't know. Let's slow it down. There we go. A little more interesting than paint drying, but not quite, so let's boost it a bit. Oh, look at that moon. Touching each of the points, these planets, so it's parts of cycles, many cycles. These are just nuanced expressions in the moment, statics to the progression. I'll be having a natal moon return just before this full moon. So balsamic energies right here, right now, within me, for my own maturation of psyche. It's compassionation, generically speaking, if I just put it into one thing. Many ways. All the ways are loose meanings for emerging conviction. What you doing? this moment right here. Thanks for watching, listening, and being.